Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls. Wearing this.
Back when symphonies had nothing better to do.
I think cheating is overrated.
This is it. We're just gonna watch a clock for 10 minutes.
I'm all for it, watching cock.
The ghost of Christmas past.
Well, why don't they call? They've had plenty of time to decide.
That was me every Friday night growing up.
Why?
'Cause I was a skinny little kid.
Oh, you actually like people, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I'll take a large pizza
Hello?
delivery Sunday.
Yes, this is John. Yes,
Is
I
your
know why you're
refrigerator
calling.
running?
They did.
Have you know the Rolex he's holding?
Oh, they did. No. I
That
guess
kid
that's
is
it
packing
then.
money, dude.
Thanks anyway.
That was the happiest call he ever had. Well, time to commit suicide. Can we get that symphony music back?
TikTok's time to fuck.
Did you hear about John Taylor? They voted him out as student council representative because he was caught cheating.
Who? John Taylor voted out
John
a student
Taylor
council
cheating? So they
representative.
took him out.
Cheating? John Taylor.
John Taylor?
John
Why is
Taylor.
everyone so
He's
interested
dead.
about John
John
Taylor?
Taylor, he's the awesome.
You a cheat, John? John, what have you done?
Yeah, fucking idiot.
Remember how it all started? The day you went over to Mary's house to study for the test. Remember?
And you didn't actually study.
All right, John, now look.
I know how
the
this
problem
goes. We don't
is
need to see it.
X squared minus 9x plus 20. Now, how do you do it?
Let's see. X squared minus 9x plus 20. You take the x squared minus the 9x and... Oh, you subtract x from x squared, and then you... Oh, golly, Mary, I don't know anything about this factoring business.
John, you do too. Now,
Math,
the answer
so
is the quantity
complicated.
x minus 5 times the quantity x minus 4. Now, do you see how I got it?
Yeah, I guess I do. But golly, Mary, this stuff's awful. I just
Did you
don't
say
get
golly?
most of it.
So this has to
Golly,
be what
Miss
passed
Molly.
the test tomorrow.
I know it. Mary, if I get stuck on the test, you'll help me, won't you?
How can I help you?
Why
It's
would I
easy.
help you? That's
Miss
the actual
Granby
question.
hardly ever comes back to where we sit. If I get stuck, I'll just ask you for the answer.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, forget it. I probably won't have any trouble anyway.
But you
Yeah.
remember what happened
Yes,
the next
you will.
day,
That is
John.
foreshadowing.
Miss Granby's test was even tougher than you thought it would be. There were a
Dang.
lot of problems you couldn't work. And it seemed to you that
There's
you
more people
didn't stand a
stuffed into one
chance
room
of
than there
passing the
were
test.
During the showers of
And
the
right there in
Hitler
front of you
times.
sat your pal Mary, with her head chock full of all the answers you needed. You thought about it. There you were, desperate. And there was your salvation within arm's reach. So you decided to take
I'm
a
just gonna let
chance.
that joke go.
You asked Mary
I'm not
for
even
help.
gonna go for it.
And of
I'm
course,
not gonna go
Mary,
there.
being Mary, gave you the help. It was all so simple. You began to wonder why you'd spent so much time worrying about the test. Yes, sir, you felt
I
pretty
mean, he
pleased
does have a
with
nice
yourself.
plaid shirt.
You
so
put one over on Miss Grand.
So we do, like, for the plot, we would just admit every hate crime.
A few days later, Miss Grand.
Hey, good job. You got a 92.
Was there a shadow of doubt in Miss Granby's face as she looked at you?
How
Oh,
this
she
fucking
Was there for
idiot
Miss
got
Granby to
92?
doubt? After all, wasn't this the best grade
Which
you'd
means
ever
he
made on an
cheated
algebra test?
and still got
Maybe
one
that
wrong.
was it. Maybe the grade was too good. Somehow that odd little look Miss Granby gave you seemed to haunt you.
Did you really earn that 92, John? I wonder.
I used to have dreams
Oh,
about
she
my
didn't
teacher
mean
too.
anything. That test wasn't very important anyway.
That's more
Yes,
concerning
you
because
thought
we
it
need
was
to
just a
seriously
little
go.
thing. But it was the beginning of all your trouble. After that, life went on for you pretty much as usual. You were busier than ever with sports, with Mary and your friend Jim, and most of all with your new job as student council representative. You'd always wanted to be on the student council, and you were really proud of yourself the day you were elected to take Jack Martin's place when he moved out of town.
And I love the
But
card.
now, with the honor of the
He's
job,
gonna get molested, isn't he?
went the necessity of keeping your
He's not-
grades up. And that was your
Is he
problem.
gonna fly away with those ears?
Hello?
This is Jim. Let's go down to Sam's and get a hamburger.
I can't, Jim. I've got homework to do.
Oh, don't worry about it. You've got plenty of time.
Jim knows.
Okay, let's
He
go
must
get
die.
a hamburger. I'll see you in a minute.
I don't know if I fantasize about my teacher this much, especially about cheating.
The
No, I
big
did
clock in the
fantasize with
hall
cheating with
went
my
on,
teacher.
ticking off its even measure
Cheating
of
with your
time.
teacher?
And
Yeah.
you went on as before. You and Mary were still the best of friends.
Except
But
she had a
Mary
better
had assumed
part than
greater
me.
importance to you.
Oh,
You
she had
came
a
to
nice
depend
job
upon
and
her
stuff.
more and more in your
compete with it.
schoolwork, although you scarcely realized it. It wasn't that Mary was any smarter than you were. It was just, well, that she seemed to find more time to study.
She
And
was
you
a
were
girl.
student council representative and a very busy fellow.
Okay, that finishes the problems. Now how about our history?
You haven't done your history lesson either?
Well, gosh, Mary, I can't do everything. I have 2 council meetings this week.
I mean,
I
no
just don't
shit,
have
Jack.
time to study.
It's not
Well,
important. It's only about women's
here are the
rights
answers
and
to the history
suffrage and
lesson.
some crap like
But I
that.
think you're going to have trouble
He said
when we have
history,
tests
that's
and all
about
these
to be
things.
written.
What are you going to do about the big test tomorrow?
Oh, I'll get by all right. If I have trouble, you'll help me again, won't you?
Forrest, if you get into trouble, I want
And
you
that's
to
how
run.
it was. Gradually, Mary had become your partner, although as time went on, she seemed less willing to do your work for you. Sometimes Mary looked at you almost as Miss Granby had.
That's not a good thing, man. Is
Well,
watching
so
you
long,
just
Mary.
like your
Thanks a
teacher
lot for
did?
your help.
I mean,
Yes, thanks a lot
He's
for
gonna
your
go to
help,
sleep,
Mary.
and there's just gonna be
Whether
like
you intended to
80
help him or not,
floating heads of
it was
women who
clear
give
John
him that
depended
look.
on you. Didn't you begin to wonder what you were letting yourself in for? Take the next day, for instance, the day of the test.
sometimes you can see a kid and you can realize he is an idiot just by watching him.
Yep.
Face, the face, man. Now that's a molester imputation.
Go
What's
fuck
the answer to
yourself.
number 9?
I mean,
Shut the fuck up!
You gotta help me. What's the answer to number 9?
Ain't gotta do shit, Jack.
I said, what's the...
John, bring it up here, please.
Why?
She
Are you a
passing
narc?
a condom?
Are you a narc? Why is she so happy about it?
I'm afraid I'll have to give you both 0 on the test.
Look at
And
this
both of
man
you
on
are
her
to
face.
report to me after school, please.
So you were caught, John. You were exposed in front of the class. And what's more, Mary was involved too.
She
Mary, who was
committed
only trying to
suicide.
help. And then what happened? Your classmates seemed to treat you a little coldly. Perhaps it was because they had studied and worked hard for their grades.
They're not showing
Maybe
the,
they felt that your
the
cheating
wedgies that
gave
he
you an
got.
unfair advantage. And their
The
thoughts about
swirlies.
you were reflected in another way.
Hey, what's up?
Me
Student council.
That's funny. My name isn't on there. I'm on the student council.
I don't think you'd want to come to this meeting. It's about you.
Me?
That's what I hear.
Say, would you mind calling me after the meeting's over and let me know how it comes out?
No,
They're
I
both
wouldn't
vying
mind.
to see who can be the best young Forrest
No,
Gump.
I don't say that what John did was right, but I do think we ought to give him another chance. You mean you think we ought to let him go on being in the student council? I think we should.
I don't.
You've got to admit he's a good representative.
That's right, but I don't think anyone that cheats should hold an office.
That's right.
Representative of cheaters.
Well, no, Jimmy.
Is that the best? Is this really the best you can come up with?
Wait a minute, we won't get any
No
of the
cheating
talking
without
at once.
representation.
Are we ready to take a vote now? All in favor of giving John another chance, hold up your hand. All who think we should elect a new student council representative, hold up your hand. Well, I guess most of us feel the same way about it. Who's going to tell John?
I'll tell him. I said I'd call him when the meeting was over. I'll call him as soon as I get home. John, I guess you know why I'm calling. We had that meeting about you a little while ago.
It's
Trying
King
to
Pepper
elect a new
America.
student council representative. I'm sorry, Johnny, but I guess you know why.
And then
Yes,
Johnny turned to
John
drinking.
knew why it was. He'd been caught in a trap of his own making and had involved his friends, too. He now found himself looked down on by friends and classmates.
Walk toward the
But
light.
did John really intend to be dishonest?
Yeah, really
Should
did.
Mary
He
share
won,
any
too.
of the blame?
Yeah, he
Was
really
it
did
fair
intend
for
that.
John to use Mary as he did?
Yes,
And
I
what
mean,
about
that's
his
okay.
classmates? Did John's cheating hurt them in any way? Should they have given him another chance? What do you think?
Oh, this one's good. Go-kart Bob. He here without student test the first vote.
That's it. And he didn't learn jack shit.
He didn't learn. Yeah, he just waited till next year, new teacher, and, you know, we can cheat all over again.
Yeah. And maybe you're now older, you can cheat with your teacher.
All right.
I like the quote. I like the short. It was short, it was stupid, it was simple. It was about kids not learning jack shit and just being entitled for all their lives. I love it.
I mean, has kids really changed from then till now? They're just as annoying, and they think they can get away with, like, just about everything. I mean, I hate to sound like, you know, my dad's dad, but isn't that, it really is the way it is.
Didn't you say your grandpa?
Yeah, I did.
Why did you have to say it so weird?
I don't know. All right. M. Mr. Wong's detective. Marvel Pictures presents.
This is Marvel?
No, it's not. It's a new superhero, Mr. Wong. A superhero of racism.
That's the bottom, you know. I just noticed they all the font is that old Chinese restaurant font. Every Chinese restaurant has that font.
What's that font called? Is it just called Chinese font?
Chinese restaurant, yeah. Failing to prepare is referring to fail. No. I mean, like failing to prepare is preparing to fail. No. They made a sociopath.
Titanic in black and white.
Chinese Titanic.
Oh. You know, I'm just going to say, Rav, these racist jokes are going to be so Wong.
I'm leaving. My job here is done. I'm out. Goodbye. Good night, everyone.
Oh yeah, I got to be in a movie.
Wait, he just came from the ceiling. Hey, John, I was pooping up there.
You're going to get killed doing that one of these days, Scotty.
There were people out front. I had to get to you quick. I found the stuff. It's being loaded aboard the
Ah, motherfucker.
Pineapple delivery.
Pier 28.
Well, you have your instructions.
What can we do? We can't get near the ship.
You know, don't you, that if those chemicals fall into
The
the
Wong idea.
The
Sure,
Wong
I know,
idea.
but the wharf's swarming with guards.
And we've got to think of another way, Scotty. That ship has got to be stopped.
We're gonna pump out all the water from the Atlantic Ocean.
Hello? Yes, this is Olga.
Is that
Yes.
Johnny's teacher?
Yes, I
Oh.
understand.
She's not
I'll do
sticking
what
up.
you say.
File of fire, that's nasty. That's nasty. That's nasty.
Taking a slip that time. How much farther is it?
Be there in a minute.
Olga. He just typed Olga. That's about it.
We'll figure out audience. If you're below the age of 7, don't stay too long.
It's
gonna be
Olga now. Oh my.
Look at I started again. No, it's gonna be Pun City. It's gonna be a Wong movie.
I'm looking for Mr. Wong.
So
Mr. James Lee Wong. Good evening, Mr. Dayton. I am James Lee Wong. I beg you to forgive my feathered friend.
He's not even
The sound
Asian.
of his own voice, but like so many humans, the words don't seem to matter. If you will forgive my humble surroundings. Oh, Phil Davis sent me to you, Mr. Wong. Yes? My life is being threatened. He said you'd be able to help me. A request from a friend is virtually a command. If you'll state your case, please. Well, I haven't any case. I'm just convinced that somebody's out to get me, that's all. Whom do you suspect? Anyone, everyone, every place I go. I tell you, it's driving me crazy. How long have you been bothered by this, shall we say, apprehension? For a couple of months. You see, about that time, my two partners and myself arranged to ship a load of chemicals abroad. From that time on, we've had a lot of trouble. Just what sort of trouble? Factory deliveries held up.
Doesn't he look like he's just about to stand up and start breaking bricks?
I see. Go on. My office has been entered and rifled several times lately. Ah. Anything taken? Desk, file searched, but nothing taken. Is there anything else you can tell me? Yes. A couple of days ago, a Miss Petroff dropped into the office with a letter of introduction.
It's just gonna be.
Yesterday, I saw the man from whom he said
This
he got the
hurts me.
letter.
This
He had never
physically
heard
hurts me.
How about these two partners of yours? Wilk and Meisel, they're okay. We've been associated for 15 years. I don't know. I seem to have the feeling that I'm being followed, that I was followed here tonight. It all seems so indefinite. I just can't give you a single clue, Mr. Wong. On the contrary, Mr. Dayton, you have. You spoke of a forged letter. You have it? Oh, yes, of course, at the office.
Just wait till
Will
they
you do
break
this?
out the
Will
opium.
you come to the office and talk it over? I'll
Yeah,
tell
he
you
already
anything
talked
you
about the
ask. I
chemicals.
must have help or I'll lose my mind. How will 10 o'clock in the morning suit you? Fine. I do appreciate this, Mr. Wong. Appreciate it immensely. In the meantime, what would you advise me to do?
Don't make any Wong moves.
Yes. An almond duck smothered with succulent water chestnut. A little
Succulent.
rice wine. What? I beg your pardon. Have you a good cook? Yes. Then go home. Have a good dinner and sleep. He rests well who dines well.
Just
Why?
refer to his wife as a good cook, and we're just gonna leave it like that.
Why? You were no. File a fire.
Mr. Wong, and thank you again. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10.
No.
You win, pile of fire.
That wasn't John. I saw his face.
She's some kind of Wong deferral.
Yes, John.
I always hated puns.
Wong.
Has he been right 3 times?
Rape? What?
Has he been right 3 times now? Because you know, 3 times make a Wong.
I'm not seeing anyone else.
I'm leaving. I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna pee my anger out.
Good morning.
Anything wrong, Dayton?
Did you what? Anything?
Simon, we overlooked a little matter in our
Wong and Winding Road.
It's quite important.
Yes? What is it?
There's nothing that covers the situation which will arise if one of us dies.
Meisel thinks of everything.
In order to simplify things, I've drawn up an additional clause to our agreement.
And then I'm going to kill you.
In the event of the demise of any of the 3 principals to this agreement, it is understood and agreed that his interest shall revert in its entirety to the surviving principals and, or principals. We both sign.
The way I figure, it's wise to always be prepared.
I see you. P.
Clip that.
Wait, I see you.
I wish we'd never gone into this now.
Not trying to back out
I don't get it.
No.
Well, don't.
Say it.
We're in
Say
there
it
too
like,
deep for that. That
like
ship is
in
going
a sexy
to sail.
voice.
Huh? Oh!
Mr. Wong should be here by now.
Why, he's not due for 20 minutes, Mr. Dayton.
Oh.
It's, you know, you should never be late. It's Wong to be late. Yeah, the movie's in here. Come on in.
Good morning, Miss Ross.
Good morning, Carl.
Can I see Mr. Dayton?
Oh, I'm sorry, Carl. It's impossible.
Names they just named him Carl.
You've been telling me that for a week.
The only name a Chinese character of that age is not able to pronounce.
Today.
Carl.
Oh, Carl!
Here, you Carl. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. What do you want? I want my formula. Throw him out. Right. You promised to pay me for my formula. You promised to make me a partner. You've got a shipload of it going out tomorrow.
We'll never get the Krabby Patty formula.
Let me go. I'll kill you. Throw him out. Carl, I will. No, I won't. Don't be silly.
Remind me to fire her.
Hello, operator. Get me the police department.
Street speaking.
This is Simon Dayton. Dayton Chemical Works. Yeah. There's a man up in my office threatening me with a gun.
With a gun, eh?
Mr. Wong seems like a fun guy.
There's a guy with a gun at the Dayton Chemical Works.
You better stay away from her. He's dangerous.
Carl and I are old friends, aren't we? Yes?
Hello, Myra. Is there a guy up there with a gun? Your boss just phoned.
Why, yes, there is, Sam, but I don't think you need to...
I'll be right up.
I'm not missing this drama.
Look, Carl, why don't you go home now?
No, I'm going to wait here. I gave him my formula. He said he only wanted to look at it. Now I won't give it back.
Oh, I'm sure Mr. Dayton just misplaced it. He's been very busy lately.
But he says I didn't give it to him.
Oh, he probably just forgot. He's been awfully worried. Look, Carl, why don't you go now? If he should
I
come in here-
want my formula.
He's waiting for the photocopy machine to be invented.
What is with the sound? You know, I would love to see Steven Seagal being like Mr. Wong.
Gunman, up on your feet.
It's just a
Where's
pipe.
your boss?
I'll let him know you're here.
It is just the opium.
He doesn't answer.
Well, I was standing at the window when we drove up.
Mr. Dayton?
I'm getting a Hummer for my secretary.
Mr. Dayton?
Oh wait, you are my
The
secretary.
clock, Sam.
What's all this about?
No, she's too covered to be a secretary. She's not showing enough ankle. She's very loud for a secretary. That's a point in my book. Are we never supposed to see
Hello,
why
this
she's
is Street
screaming?
speaking. I'm down at the Dayton Chemical Company.
Oh, she saw
Sounds like a
technology and
homicide.
she got afraid.
Yeah,
How come he didn't have to go
right
through
away.
the operator?
Why did she scream?
She's just sitting at her desk, continuing to
Why'd
work.
you kill Dayton?
I didn't.
Why
Don't
did you
slap
do
him.
that?
I'm gonna slap her instead, and we'll figure it out.
I want you to pull yourself together and tell me exactly what happened. Hello, Wong.
Hello, Street. I
You
hope
got
I'm not
any
too
fried
late.
rice?
My appointment is for 10 o'clock.
What
Let me
appointment?
put in the language you
I have
speak.
an
Ching chong, motherfucker.
He was in the one place one time.
Oh, the puns are just going awful.
Mr. Wong's like, I think he's dead.
This man wasn't shot. There's not a mark on him. Looks like
I must
heartbeat.
violate this
What about
court in
this
order
gun?
to know it is true.
Even with my rather limited experience, I would say the doctor was correct in
Oh,
his
that's
assumption.
good.
Simon Dayton was not shot.
How do you know? Did you examine the body?
No.
I killed
examined the
him.
gun. I'm afraid it hasn't been fired.
Oh, it's got all the bullets. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, it's got no bullets. It's got no bullets.
What'd you find?
A piece of glass.
Now look,
Hey,
Wong,
Sally.
the doc tells me he died
What
of heart
if,
failure. Now you're gonna
like,
tell me
what if
somebody came
Mr.
over here
Wong
with a
doesn't
bottle.
carry a like
I'm
an
not
actual
suggesting
gun,
this is part of
and
the
he like just attacks people with like
piece of
Chinese
paper.
fortune cookies?
Chief, you want to see this? I found it in his inside pocket.
I mean, after
There was
this
a Mr.
movie, he
Dayton
is a
paper.
Chinese
Have
star.
you a right to read them? I've already read them. What's it to you anyway? Who are you? One of the partners?
No, sir.
Well, who are you?
Why you? Why you
Dayton's
here? Why
office
you my
manager.
money?
Sit down.
Give me
He's-
$5.
He's being really defensive for someone who's just asked, did you read the letter?
He doesn't know how to read.
When I got your message, Mr. Wong, we prepared everything.
So nice of you to take so much trouble.
Oh, we're
Yes,
always
thank you
interested
very
in
much,
exciting
Monopoly
work out
guy.
Your experiments with us. Mr. Simpkins is anxious to meet you.
Oh, yes.
I told him that we were at Oxford together.
Oh, really?
He's the scientist you said you wanted.
You know why the Monopoly joke is not funny?
Mr.
Because
Simpkins?
it was made in China.
Mr. Wong.
Delighted, Mr. Wong. How do you do, Mr. Simpkins?
We didn't have any glassblowers on the faculty, but Mr. Simpkins assures me he's one of the best in San Francisco.
I'm sure of it. Now, do you think you can determine from these small pieces of glass?
Is he Asian
Size,
doing
shape, the
a
original?
Los Angeles accent? Is that, or is he
No.
Los Angeles trying
why
to
not.
do an Asian
Shall we go
accent?
to work?
He looks white, my dude. The glasses are the only thing that are Chinese in the movie.
calcium 0.063, silicate of potash 0.653.
Dude, I am very
Manganese,
disappointed
0.217.
that he's literally not yelling like, "Where's my money?
Yes.
Give me $5."
Awfully brittle glass. Must have been made by a Bavarian.
Why do you say that?
They're the only glass blowers I know who use that much manganese.
From the curvature, it must have been almost a perfect sphere, 65 millimeters in diameter, about 2.5 inches.
Is this supposed to mean anything to anybody?
They are using a fork.
All right, now we're men. Now we're just burning crap. This is what we do. Now we're interested.
Science, science, science.
Wait,
fire.
He's wearing a double monocle, which I guess is technically just glasses.
No, that's double fancy.
He's gonna be so fancy. I need double the monocles.
I have so much money, I can actually cover both eyes, baby.
Oh, he's inventing the first butt plug.
The first and last, that's gonna be in glass, man.
Glass.
Which shoe should tie first, left or right?
Left.
What is the capital of Minnesota?
St. Paul.
Scratch your neck. Say ah.
Ah.
Man, Jeopardy used to be really bizarre.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22,
I don't remember Alex Trebek being this angry.
A spasm of the diaphragm.
Have you ever pretended to be Asian?
Give me $5.
Well, I haven't found the car yet. When you do get it, what do you expect to find?
I'm afraid I don't quite know yet. But I'll tell you just as soon as I do.
I'm keeping this Rolex.
It's as plain as the nose on your face.
You know what?
Dayton stole that two-bit invention.
To Americans'
Goes up there
eyes,
and waves a gun around.
you all
Dayton's got a
of
white
you,
car,
everyone in
jumps
chat,
and keels
you
over
two
dead.
kids, you're all
Well,
awful
they'll
people.
find out the little guy's crazy, and that'll be the end of it.
We're all what?
You're awful people.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
But
I
to
told you
South
they found out
American
the little guy
eyes,
was insane.
Insane? He's just as sane as you are.
you're giving opportunity to
Yeah,
minorities.
you have to be crazy to dope one of those things out.
Here's a coroner's report. Guy died of poison gas.
Gas? That's impossible. How could a guy have been gassed? What's that?
That is a replica of the murder instrument.
Now look, Wong, you're not going to tell me you took those little pieces of glass and put them together and made that.
You flatter me. Some friends of mine made this.
Sort of a gas grenade, huh? Breaks when thrown?
Undoubtedly.
I got it. That gun was a ruse, a magician's trick. While Dayton was watching that gun, Romer threw that glass globe and it broke and killed Dayton.
And everybody
Who
else
made
is
this
the
guy a
witness.
police
Sure.
officer?
Yeah, that's right, it would. But he could have planted it. That's it. He planted it. And when Dayton came back,
Stop
he
messing
dead,
with your
he
mic.
stepped on it and it killed him.
Sure. Well, that should be easy to find out. Mr. Russell and Miss Ross were with Romer in the room the whole time.
That's right. Bring him in.
Say, how much longer?
Take it easy.
Is it for me?
No, lady.
Miss Ross.
Russell, inside.
Russell, we need to build a bigger set. There's just way too many people in here.
Hello, Mr. Wong.
Sit down. Please. I want you to dismiss everything else from your mind and concentrate on what happened this morning.
Who do you think you're talking to?
A woman.
Sorry, Myra. This is business. Please. When Romer broke in Dayton's office this morning.
I've been able to vote for a whole 5 years now.
Not that I know of.
But you're not sure.
You mean in the hand with the gun?
Now the other hand.
The left hand.
Naturally, if the gun was in the right hand, the other hand would be the left hand.
No, it would be the Wong hand.
Did you see him drop anything on the floor?
I can't hear you, Rav. You got real low.
Wasn't dropped.
How do you know it wasn't dropped? You picked it up in little pieces, didn't you? It had to break.
But not
I can't hear you.
Did you see Romer stoop over and roll a little glass globe like this?
What's that? Isn't that curious?
Yes. That's a replica of the glass globe that might have contained the gas that killed Dayton. Now, there's no gas in that. And you? Maybe you can answer my questions intelligently. What hand did you have a hold of?
Left hand.
Did he have anything in the left hand?
No.
You're sure he didn't have anything in the left hand?
No, yes, I'm sure.
No, yes. What do you want?
Miss Ross.
I would like to ask you a question, if I might.
Two Wongs don't make a
Did Mr.
white.
Dayton have any set habits? I mean, for instance, did he always open the top drawer of his desk, then take out his bank book and examine the balance at 9:30 sharp every morning?
What's that got to do with it?
Please, Sam, Mr. Wong is trying to ask him a question.
Yeah, what happened to your? I think you're using a different mic because it doesn't sound the
Did he take
same.
bicarbonate of soda or change his coat
No.
or anything at all at any set given time?
What are you driving at?
If the murderer knew the habits of the victim, he could have placed the bulb where the victim himself could explode it.
That's right.
His boyfriend did it to him.
Was Romer ever in Dayton's office before he came in with that gun?
You mean this morning?
This morning, yesterday morning, the morning before?
What morning do you mean?
Any
Morning, 2 mornings ago, last Sunday morning.
I think I know what you're trying to get at. Mr. Romer hasn't been in Mr. Dayton's
Rav, we can't hear you at all.
Oh.
I think you need to like restart your computer or something. There we go.
I think I got orange juice into my microphone.
Oh, good golly. That's why you're not allowed to eat.
Screw you! I deserve sustenance.
Mr. Wong, it's been such a pleasure meeting a detective with such charming manners.
Thank you.
I was just kidding. Go fuck yourself.
Delightful girl.
She is
I'm
molesting
sure
her.
You two will be very happy.
He
You
is
don't miss a
molesting
thing,
her.
do you? Devlin.
Yeah.
Bring in Meisel and Wilkes.
Is it for me?
No, lady. You too.
Sit down.
Thank you.
This is only one seat.
Yes.
I'll sit on the floor.
Wilk.
You were Dayton's partners, weren't you?
Yes.
Yes, we were.
What were you doing in his office this morning at 9:30?
Well, purely a business meeting between the three of us.
What kind of business?
Well, we had a rider to an agreement which needed the signatures of all three.
Is this it?
Yes, that's Dayton's copy.
In other words, if Dayton died, you two fellows would inherit his interest, that right?
That's right.
If I've ever seen a motive for murder, this piece of paper is it.
But it was
You take
his
anything else into his
idea.
office?
Oh, absolutely nothing.
Did you ever see one of these?
That's a woman. No, I
Can't say
haven't.
that I have. Some type of light bulb, I should say.
Pardon me. Isn't Meisel a Bavarian name?
It was originally, I believe. Why?
Okay, what about now?
That sounds good
Do
now.
you consider ourselves under arrest, Captain?
No, you can go.
Although I can kind of hear the movie and myself in the background. A little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, you're gonna get used to it.
A lot of information we
Yep.
got out of them. Devlin,
Yeah, Chief.
any more of them out there?
Yeah, a woman.
Who is she?
I picked her up in the Dayton Chemical.
I mean, how bad can it be? How
Bring her
bad can it be?
What's your name?
Margaret Dolan.
Sit down.
Bitch.
Where were you at 9:30 this morning?
At 9:30 this morning, I was in the Dayton
With
Campus
my
building
niece,
on the
Dorothy.
4th floor.
What were you doing there?
What I'm always doing,
What's that?
scrubbing floors.
That'll
All
be
right.
all. Thank you, lady.
She's all she does is scrub
Yeah,
floor.
but-
She's not smart enough to kill a guy.
Thanks, Chief. Get out of here.
Well, that's all of them.
Oh, no. You're forgetting Mr. Petrov, the one with the letter of introduction. But to say nothing of the party or parties who rifled Dayton's office.
And the guy that stole Dayton's car.
And the man who stole Dayton's car.
I
Look,
just said that.
Romer's got a motive. At least he thinks he has. The formula. Meisel and Wilkes have a motive. But the Russian gal and the guy that stole Dayton's car.
Makes
At
me
this
want to
point-
kill him too.
Yeah, dude, at this point, even Jesus has a motive.
You blunder, both of you. You must have, or Dayton wouldn't have gone to Wong. You. I told you to be careful.
Dayton's out of the way.
Yes, but that
What
Chinaman
fuck you
saw
do,
your face.
Commodore?
I'll take care of him.
We're not taking any chances like that. We've got to stop that boat and get their formula.
Won't take them long to get that boat loaded.
Then we've got to work fast. It's the formula that worries
Isn't
me.
his face, doesn't
We
he
can
like
only reach
look like an
Rome.
actual monkey?
Impossible. He's in jail.
He does.
It's got to be Wilk or Meisel.
It'll be Wilk.
He looks like if Dumbo was Jewish.
I'm having
That's
cocktails with him tomorrow.
wrong. That's fair. That's.
Olga.
Ah.
You're very clever. You're not careless.
And you watch the boat. And remember, be careful.
Can you tell your dogs that are
Ron's
playing
a
poker
clever
to,
man.
you know, calm
You
it
watch
down?
your every movement. and
No,
you've been
they're
trained
hearing
in
Chinese.
advising.
They're ready to attack.
Even Mr. Wong can be fooled.
You won't find anything in there, Wong. We checked it completely. The only fingerprints on the car are Dayton's and his chauffeur's. What'd you find?
Well, the man who stole
Used
Dayton's
condom.
car obviously picked up a companion. I don't think Dayton smoked this type of cigarette.
You mean there's something in the tobacco?
He just snorted.
Kachina bar.
He just fucking got
It's
into
mixed
his
with tobacco in
nose.
South America.
And what
Wong,
are they throwing? Lit
give me a
cigarettes
rush.
in the back
Now we
seat?
got a hitchhike in
Who
South
does
America.
that?
A nice menagerie you're getting. Where do we go from here?
To Carl Romer's house.
All right, Devlin, back it out. Tommy, bring that car over. Right.
Follow fire. I thought you were better than us.
What about your international duet?
You're still holding Carl Romer, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, then we must eliminate him before we can proceed.
What do you
Oh.
expect to find at Romer's?
Nothing. We're going to eliminate
I
him.
don't
We're going
know
to kill
the
him.
street, but it won't hurt to look.
There's another car I found that looks exactly the same. You want to search this one too?
I don't like to disturb you, Miss Romer, but we'll have to look over your husband's workshop.
Oh, it's the
Why don't
opium
you
den.
let Carl come home? He didn't kill Mr. Dayton. He was only angry because Mr. Dayton kept his formula. All he wanted was to frighten him.
Yeah, well, if that's true, Miss Romer, you haven't anything to worry about. He'll be out in a couple of days.
You know that's all Carl did. Why, the gun wasn't even loaded.
All we
He
have
told
time
me he
to
was
do
going
is
to
to
go
help
out
your
with me
husband.
and get me a new bra.
Now, if you'd allow us
And
to
he
have a
told
look
us
at the
he was
room where
gay.
he worked.
We haven't anything to hide. You can see everything. My husband...
No, I don't want to see everything,
Come
lady.
this way, please.
Please keep it hidden.
In fact, cover it. In fact, I don't know, burn it.
Some of that. There are curtains on the doors.
This is where Carl works.
Would you
Carl.
like to see Carl today?
Oh, can
Carl.
Yeah, she get your
Coral.
hat and coat and we'll take you.
Carl.
Don't die on me, Coral.
What are you looking for?
Are you going to the croissant?
Sand? What are you going to do, build a beach now?
White sand.
What's
Hey,
the
you're a
difference?
bitch. He called him a bitch.
It's
You're a
used in
nation
the
bitch.
manufacture of glass.
Well, Ms. Romer, I'd like to ask you a few questions about your husband.
Follow
You ever
fire,
mixed up with
no.
the officials, that is, the law?
Oh, no, sir.
By the way, Mrs. Romer, where was your husband born?
He was born here in San Francisco.
And he's lived here all his
Upstairs,
life?
actually.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. You going with us?
No, I'm going home. But if you need me, I'll be there.
Thanks, I'll remember that.
Has he got a dead bird in the background?
Well, Chen is only as Wong as the weakest link. Quick! He's calling the Asians.
One of these days I'll learn how to play this thing. That's how everyone is looking at him right now. By the way, did you notice that guy actually is Asian?
What? Who, that guy?
No, the other one that was looking at him.
Disappointment.
The bird.
Wait, did you just...
They were fighting words, so I'm gonna punch that bird.
What? No, don't change to fucking another screen. No, don't you fucking dare.
In every way possible, but you've come to the wrong man.
Sometimes we witness things without being aware of their importance.
Are you implying that my eyesight is failing?
You misinterpret my words as well as my motives.
I'm implying that you're a moron.
I misinterpreted your motives. Just what is it you think I may have seen without being aware of?
It's like, what the
The
fuck?
murderer planting the instrument of death. We know it was planted in Dayton's office shortly before his death.
It couldn't have been placed there in my presence.
There is always that possibility. You were there that morning.
So was Meisel.
That is true.
I admit that the death of my partner was very profitable to me. But outside of that, I can't help you.
The Countess Dubois.
I'm sorry we have to cut our visit so short.
I quite understand.
My mom was calling me.
You
I'm
want your
glad you called,
chicken
Mr.
nugget?
Wong. Countess, I'm honored.
Mr. Wilkes, Baron von Krantz.
How'd you do?
How do you do? I'm glad you came with the Countess.
My dear Countess, what an unexpected pleasure. And may I add, looking even more charming than when I
She's
saw you
looking
last.
at him like, are you really going to try pulling off this Asian thing?
I regret
Why
having
does
made
the
such a
Asian girl
big
sound
impression.
British?
Surely you remember. The Argentine ball at the embassy in London.
Oh, of course.
I just fucking call it.
But there were so many other celebrities there.
See you later, Keelan.
Mr. Wong, Baron von Krantz.
How'd you do?
How do you do?
It's still Mr. Wong.
As yet, I've had no occasion to change my name.
Are you
Now
in a
it's
hurry,
Vincent
or will you
Wong.
join us in a cocktail?
Well, since you insist, allow me, Countess. And are you going to be in San Francisco long, Countess?
Just a fortnight.
Really? Oh, allow me.
Do you mind? Baron, may I have one of your cigarettes, please? Thank you.
If I may. No brand.
I have them especially made for me.
Why?
Very pleasing and individual flavor.
Oh, yummy.
A trace of Katrina.
You are another kid.
It tastes like shit. Like all the other cigarettes.
Mr. Wilk wanted from the office.
Mr. Wilk is engaged at present.
As
Now,
I
just leave
start
him
to
in the
make
library.
a cigarette.
All right, sir.
Are you no?
Pardon me. Yes? I have the papers. All right.
And you need to tell everyone to stop messaging you. No Discord messages on Wednesday.
That's WhatsApp though.
Definitely no WhatsApp.
Your health, Countess.
Thank you.
Well, I seem to be just in time. Mr. Wong?
Hello.
For what? Just in
Countess
time.
Dubois, my partner, Mr. Meisel.
How do you do?
Mr. Meisel.
Who did it? Is he delivering the police?
To our better acquaintance, Countess. Special delivery letter for you, sir.
Excuse me.
Oh, Baron. Mr. Meisel. Baron von Krantz.
That's the worst handwriting I've ever seen in my
Get in
life.
your study and call the Polar immediately for protection. Call.
How did you read protection? I read prostitution.
I mean, it might have been prostitution. Excuse me, do you know how to read cursive?
He raised as you suggested. It's all right, Russell. You can go now.
Are you checking to see whether or not he really went? Where's all the murmuring coming from? No one was talking. Man, remember when you had to remember numbers?
He wants Wong. I give you that because of a penis
I
joke.
just received a warning. My life is in danger. Come right away.
Are you home?
Yes.
I'll be right out. Come on.
You don't have to yell. It's a telephone. Are you trying to yell directly to him across the city?
My father does that, so I understand where he's coming from. And my father has stated, I yell because you don't listen to me.
I don't listen to you because you yell.
Well, to rise May Wong.
All these houses are extremely cluttered. Is that just me?
No, they look pretty. They look old. Even to that stage, they look old. Even for those standards, they look old.
Finally, I can sniff my flower in peace. I mean, he literally just has a statue with a fern on it in the middle of the room. Oh my god, a giraffe is dying somewhere in a better movie.
I thought like a cat was being raped or something like that. That wasn't me.
No, it wasn't. So
That was
I'm
you!
gonna yell at whoever did that. Oh. That was another YouTube stream that I watch.
No, that was you. Screw you.
Where's Will?
Hey,
In the
Wing.
library, sir. Charlestown. Very good, sir. Stay at the door. Okay.
Read that, Raph.
One wingy dingy, two wingy dingy.
The door's locked, sir.
Okay.
Well, you've
That
got
was
a
it.
key.
Yes, sir.
Well, use it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but I just wanted you to read it.
Why?
Oh,
Oh, for crying out loud.
nobody leaves here.
Nobody seems to be leaving there at all. They just walk into another room.
They are just changing spaces.
You been here all the time? Yes. I came here to question Wilk, and his guests arrived. Any ideas? Nothing definite.
Wilk, is he?
I believe so. Making you the sole owner of the Dayton Chemical Works.
Are you trying to
Yeah.
imply?
Who was the last one with him?
Mr. Russell, sir. Mr. Russell.
The office manager. Yes, sir? Mr. Wilk. Were you in here with him? Yes, I was. What were you doing? I brought some papers. Did you kill him? Oh, of course. No, sir, I did not.
After Mr. Russell
He just said, of course.
I saw Mr. Wilk.
He said, of course not.
Apparently lock them. I can vouch for the fact that everyone here was in the other room.
Why was he in here alone?
I had given him a special delivery letter, sir, which he brought directly to this room. That's right, Captain. We all saw that. He seemed greatly agitated.
The doc's coming up.
Okay. See if you can find a letter.
How many more extras can we bring into this room?
Nothing on him.
Oh, your street?
Hello, Doc. All right, everybody wait in the next room.
So they just moved into another room.
Why did you call the milkman?
That's the father.
Any marks on him?
None that I can see.
Well, what killed him? That's up to the coroner.
Kill him? I'm just trying to milk him.
That letter.
That's worse, Keith.
There you are, Street.
Here you go, read this, Raph.
Hey, Wong.
One ringy
This
dingy.
letter's from Roma.
I just want you to read the funny ones.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Make Raph say some other weird stuff.
No, fuck you.
Yes. Same texture.
Yeah. So what? So maybe the guy wore earrings. Come on.
Maybe he wore dresses, high heels, fishnet stockings. So what?
Hold everybody here.
And he sucked dick like a professional.
You can't deny writing that letter. It's your own handwriting.
No, I don't deny that. It is my handwriting.
Why'd you write it?
I can't tell you.
How'd you get the letter out of the jail?
Can't tell you that.
If you'll take my advice, Carl, you'll tell the captain everything you know.
I can't.
You're gonna talk, Romer. If it's a little persuasion you want, you'll get it.
Oh, punch him.
Hello.
We've
Have
been
the
missing a
DA's
few
office send
punches.
over a couple of men.
Because we're not men. We can't do anything.
Excuse me, Captain, there are just a few things I'd like to look into.
As soon as I can find out why he wrote this, I'll know everything.
His anal cavity.
I'm very sorry, but I can't.
He said two things.
Carl, I know you're innocent. I'm only trying to help you. If there's something bothering
That's
you,
what
and there's
every
protection
police
you want,
officer says.
I'll promise you and your family every protection in the world.
You can see Carl's
You'll
like he's
protect
actually
Will.
fed up with this bullshit. Carl has given up long ago.
Look, Romer. Don't
Except
you
when we can
realize
jack
if you
off on.
continue this attitude, we'll have to indict you for murder?
Come on, lady, right this way.
Oh, Carl.
Wait a minute. Well, Captain, I got it out of her. She mailed that letter. Romer gave it to her when she visited him yesterday. She mailed it this morning.
Oh. Maybe you'll talk now, Romer. Unless you want your wife to go to the gallows with you.
Oh, Carl, tell
Why?
them what they want to know. You know
What did she
you're
do
innocent.
wrong?
You
Let her
said
sit
it
down.
nice.
Oh wait, what did she do wrong?
No, it's not people.
I refuse to be held here any longer. As attorney for the deceased, I demand you let me phone the district attorney.
I'll have to call headquarters.
Why?
Did he just flinch at just dialing a number? How to dial a number aggressively. Part 1.
I thought I told you not to put any calls through. Oh, all right, put him on.
Listen, Sam, I can't hold this guy Meisel much longer. Wants to call the DA. Insists as attorney for the 2 murdered men, you can't hold him.
Wait a minute. Meisel's hollering for the DA. Can't I hold him as a material witness?
Yes, you can. But if you do, you won't have your job in the morning.
Look, Devlin, release all of them. Yeah, let them go. But make them go straight home. Yeah, where I can get a hold of him if I want him. I don't care what he says. He's a suspect and a material witness.
You can go.
This is not how you play good cop, bad cop.
You can all go.
How do you play
You
good
gotta
cop?
go right straight home and stay there in case Street wants you.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Captain Street will call out the militia if I see that the Countess has supper?
Street wants at your own home where he can be reached.
Tell Captain Street that the Countess and I'll be having dinner for the next hour.
But after that, you'll be at your own home, Mr. Meisel?
Yes, but only because I intended to go there in the first place.
Look at those sexy legs.
Asian people don't have legs.
This reminds me of Captain Marvel whenever the Scorpion guy came out. You never got to see his face. It's the murderer.
I'm thinking.
Okay. You got to burn that ass into your brain so that when we see these people, we'll have to figure out who it is.
He's only from behind.
Script writers really had fun with this scene. Not a single line.
Picture. Ernest Knight. Character. Mr. Wong. Looking thick as fuck. Why is he playing with the light?
I don't know. Oh, I just hit the coffee table.
Why is he playing with the light? Stop it.
I know. And why isn't that light doing anything?
Take her into the matron.
Okay, Captain. Come on, lady.
Come on, Hitler. You know what it's time
You're
for.
the toughest nut I've ever had to crack.
Chief.
Yeah?
Lady to see you.
I don't want to see anyone.
It's the lady.
Oh, the lady.
Again, have you noticed how actual bored with his life Carl is?
I thought we had a date tonight.
Is that what you worry about, woman?
I got.
I'll be right here behind the screen door.
I got tied up inside. You know how it is.
I thought I heard a woman's voice in there. Who is it?
Mrs. Romer.
Good heavens, not Mrs. Romer. Why?
Oh, nothing. She just mailed a warning letter that Romer smuggled out of jail.
I suppose that makes her a criminal.
Yes, it does.
She's no more guilty than he is.
No, it doesn't.
Go into that, Myra.
I mean, technically it did.
Sam, can I see her? Why
What's
don't you let
wrong
me
with
take her
taking a letter
Find her
out?
just as easily there.
All right. I'm tired. I don't care. Maybe I killed him.
Maybe you did.
I'm tired. I don't care.
Mystery solved.
Okay, huh?
I don't care if you did kill him, but don't miss our date.
Don't talk to me or my wife ever
Captain
again.
Street? No. No, Captain Street isn't here. This is Hawkins of the DA's office.
This is Theodore Meisel speaking. Tell Captain Street that I have just finished dining with the Countess Dubois, and I'm on my way home now.
Why is he
If
talking
Street
like that?
wants to make anything of it, he can reach me there in about an hour.
It takes you an hour to get home?
I mean...
You said you were only going to be gone an
All
hour.
right? Yeah, I'll have her loaded by morning. All right, fine.
How fast is really like if you're just an hour away from home?
Put it away.
No, don't put it away. Why would you put it away?
Where have you been?
The police.
Why do you care?
Held you for what?
Now, don't tell me you don't know Wilk was killed.
Wilt killed?
Come on, how did you do it?
50 minutes, File of Fire.
Oh, Anton, don't be so modest.
50 minutes of them walking around going, did you kill him? No. Did you kill him? No. Did you kill him? No.
Yes.
At one
One
point,
of them
someone's
say
gonna
yes.
say yes.
The only one that is actually done with his bullshit is like, yeah, maybe I did. Fuck.
Only Meisel.
And Mr. Wong.
Wong?
Yes. Why do you think I left the place? He suspects us. He was here and searched the apartment.
Here? How do you know?
I saw him.
And you let him get away?
Yes.
Why?
Nobody.
Because
we're
I love
calling
him.
on him tonight.
I love that Asian dick.
Checking to see if someone's hiding behind the curtains. There's a little glass ball. That's what you got to be worried about.
A ball. Kid, I'm not sure I know what I'm watching.
Good evening,
This is
Mr.
how
Russell.
lights work.
You found what you were looking for?
Yes, I
Is
did.
this actual
By
lighting?
any chance have anything to do with your employer's death?
Oh, no, of course not. It's my contract. You see, I had a
This is
personal
my
contract with Mr. Dayton.
contract.
I was
What
afraid
a,
the successor
what
may
a
not live up to
fortunate
its standards.
time.
But why in the dark?
I was afraid my life might be in danger. And tomorrow might be too late. You see, I understand the authorities are taking all Mr. Dayton's effects tomorrow.
That's true. You were very close to your employer, weren't you?
Oh, very close. He's more than an employer to me. He's my best friend.
Oh,
Would you
tell
really
it.
like to help?
I would, of course.
Then go home and stay home, and I'll have one less person to bother.
Go home and stay home. Don't fuck yourself. why is everyone so angry this morning?
Man, I've been helping everyone for like the last
Getting
4
you nowhere.
years
That you'll have to tell us what you know eventually? Your
Why?
turn, Captain.
because I went home and stayed home.
But what's more important, I know you know it. Now, you
How
may
is
think you're
done
better
with
than
this
Beasley
bullshit?
next
Just
to
make him be, man.
By not talking, but you're not. Many a man has swung for knowing less than you do.
My wife. She's safe with her sisters. You're not lying to me.
No, we're not lying. She's at your sister's.
You want the name of the murderer.
Yes, Carl, yes.
You must be very careful. Take no chances. He's a very cunning and desperate man.
It was Wong.
Who is it?
It was
We'll
Wong
take
all
every precaution,
along.
but who's the man?
It means my life if you fail.
We'll not fail. We'll get him before he can strike again.
The man who murdered Simon Dayton and Christian Wilk is Theodore Meisel.
How do you know?
I was working at his house one day, and I heard him talking to someone, and he said, Wilk
I
fades
killed
out of the
him.
picture just 56 hours after Dayton. I didn't think anything of it at the time, but after Mr. Dayton was killed, well, I got thinking, and a cold chill went down my back. That's why I sent the warning letter to Mr. Wilk.
Meisel.
Because your life was in
I
danger?
knew
Is that
it.
what it
Get the
was?
boys. 2 cars, tear gas, the whole works. Right.
Tear
Tear
gas.
gas?
Get
Why tear gas?
Get the
Get the
RPG.
radio from the matron's room. I knew I'd crack this case.
We're gonna go Nagasaki in this.
Think a murder? I should be delighted.
Follow me.
Well, that was a tough one.
All right, men. 5:15 Marsden Square and no slip-ups.
Well, it looks like it turned into a cartoon.
No, that was Wong crying. Where my $5?
All right, Harry, take the back. Devlin, take that side.
Okay, now burn the place down. I'm not taking any chances.
Somebody out cold in there.
Break him.
Break him. Not even like stop it, like break him. Like torture him emotionally. No, Mr. Wong.
Oh, it was unlocked the whole time.
Meisel.
He's sleeping.
Well, he found out the house was surrounded and took the easy way out. All right, Devlin, call headquarters. One of you men stay here till the doctor gets here. Rest of you search the house. Seems kind of useless, though. This man's obviously taken his own life.
Yes. And with the same weapon.
Why not? He knew it was fast and he knew it was sure.
Yes, it's
He knew it was fast.
very
He knew.
sure.
You know, I hated to work on poor little Roma the
He's
way I
describing
did.
a midget.
The only way I could crack the case.
Just what happens to Roma now?
Well, let him go.
No good reason to hold him any longer. I wonder if you'll bring him to my house on the way.
Why?
Well, he'll talk more freely now. And I think we should know a little bit more about Meisel.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna, inspect this scene at all.
I've got a date. Do you mind if I bring Myra along? She's down at the station waiting for me.
Delighted. It's my servant's day out, but I think we can have some tea.
Yeah, tea, that's great. We used our beans, we'd have figured this out a long time ago. I'll be right with you, Myra. Let them go and make out the report. If those DA men are going, phone their office and explain that to them. And get a hold of the newspapers. I don't want this story gummed up. Sorry, Myra, I was held up.
I've been here for the last 2 days.
I was delayed.
You're telling me.
Look, it may not seem of any importance.
These people
to you,
don't
but I
eat.
just solved
Have you
the
noticed
murder
that?
case.
Or use the bathroom.
It was Meisel.
Yeah.
Meisel?
Yeah. I knew Romer was innocent all the time, only I had to get a few facts out of him. I can't tell you everything.
You're wonderful. Are you going to release Roman
And
now?
the liar.
Sweet.
There's a few questions we've got to ask him.
But she's
But I
very
don't mind
sassy
that.
for someone
Not
who
me.
just killed someone.
Wong's gonna question him.
We're going to Wong?
Yeah.
Oh, darling.
We're going to Wong.
Darling.
We're going to Wong.
Should he be watching whatever's happening in there?
He's just enjoying it.
They didn't do that back then.
A Wookiee? Why is that even a question? Like, why would it be a Wookiee? No. Sad Chewbacca noises.
Well, this must be Mr. Lascari. I don't think we've met before.
And they saved a ton in
And,
lighting
I'm
budget.
so sorry my servant wasn't here to let you in. Good evening, Countess. Really, your presence in my poor house gives me more honor than I can reasonably bear.
And if I was actually Chinese, that would mean
I was only
something.
going to turn on the light.
Would it though?
Is there any reason why we should have no light?
Have you, like,
That's better.
do you think meetings
You sit
on
down.
the 80s were like, how can we make these movies more racist towards Asians?
Well, this looks like...
He looks black.
Talk, Wong, and talk fast. Why have you been trailing us?
Trailing you?
Yes. You were in my apartment tonight.
Your apartment?
I saw you. What did you take off my desk?
My desk?
Mr. Anton Mole's blotter. You are Mr. Anton Mole, aren't you?
What of it? What's your interest in us?
I was called in on the Dayton case.
What has that got to do with
Mr.
it?
Wong is just rubbing
It
his
seems
dick while he's
fairly
playing.
simple.
Hey, I had you. You can do
You tried to
anything.
stop the shipment of some poison gas to the enemies of your country.
Well,
The next move, of course, was to obtain possession of the formula from the 4 men who owned it. You tried to kidnap Mr. Dayton. I remember your face in spite of the fog, Lascari.
Let's let him have it.
no.
And the next morning, Mr. Dayton was found murdered. Am I right so far? I see by your faces that I
It just occurred to me. This
Very
is
gratifying.
LA's version of
My
Sherlock
country, a
Holmes.
teller of tales asks no
Wait,
finer
LA
thought.
really went to
This
shit,
isn't
didn't it?
getting us anywhere.
You then turn to the most dangerous of all deadly weapons, a beautiful woman. And I must say that Miss Petrov played her...
Okay, no, hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there. The most beautiful woman in this entire room is Wong itself.
appear to be without the formula.
Because you've got it. I'll give you exactly 4 minutes to hand it over.
But if I assure you that I haven't the formula...
You've wasted a half a minute already.
Fine, it's in my sock.
You drive a very hard bargain, Mr. Mole. I have no choice but to accept.
Just kidding. Run. It was written in invisible ink the whole time.
This glass ball contains a concentration of the poison gas you're looking for.
What do we care? Where's the formula?
The formula is of no use to you unless you understand its operation.
Put your...
Destroyed us all.
Don't move!
Anybody.
We must just sit here and die.
Will kill you instantly. This room is filled with poison gas. Invisible.
If you close your eyes, it can't get you.
He called him invisible?
Seeping
Invisible?
into your bloodstream. There's no escape. Soon you feel a sensation of choking, a tingling in your fingers, paralysis of your limbs.
He's watching the Super Bowl, man.
Pain. I see numbness flowing through your veins, and gnawing at your brain, just as the poison reaches the heart. And then...
I kid. It was just lemon pine salt.
Let's get out of here!
Stay where you are. Now face the other way, please.
One, what is...
Come in. Just in time, Street. But not for tea,
Watch
I
me
guess.
kill him.
Ah, the Countess. Allow me to present the Countess Dubois, Miss Olga Petrov, originally Miss Sophie Doane of Brooklyn, Captain Anton Mole, who has been cashiered from at least 3 armies, and our good friend Lascari, who was born without a conscience.
In case you weren't paying attention to the beginning of this movie.
Only indirectly.
Which we weren't.
In this particular case, they haven't killed anyone. But
I don't get it.
you, they gave me a most uncomfortable 4 minutes. If you call your men, please.
All right, over there.
I congratulate you on your exoneration, Mr. Roma.
Thank you. Devlin, pick up at Wong's and make it snappy.
So nice to see you.
He just ordered Chinese.
Now, Mr. Roma, I know how anxious you must be to get home. But there's a small service that you can do me, if you will.
With pleasure.
Oh. I have the photographs of our 3 friends here, with a long list of the crimes for which they are wanted by the federal government. Now, Mr. Roma, there is one small point that I can't seem to get quite clear. Of course, it is obvious the suicide of Meisel clearly establishes the identity of the murderer. But we have yet to determine the method that he used. Now, you no doubt have experimented from time to time, as we all have, with vibrations of sound, and used those vibrations to shatter tubes or globes of glass. But Meisel went a step further. He filled the glass globe with your poison gas, then made use of some form of sound that he could control from a safe distance. So all he had to do was to plant the globe in his victim's quarters
telephone.
And wait an opportunity to explode it.
It's the telephone.
I think it is more than likely that he was preparing to take the life of one of us, when accidentally he destroyed himself. I'm sorry to spoil your theory of suicide, Street. Now, I am positive that this globe is identical with the globes that were used in the murders. I have destroyed 2 or 3 myself in my own experiments, with various forms of sound, but not when it was filled with gas, as this one is. So tonight, if you will help me, I'm going to try radio. I have a sending set. If it succeeds, all we have to do is to look for one in Meisel's home. Needless to say, we'll operate it from an adjoining room. But I assure you there's enough poison in this. Oh, excuse me. Your carriage approaches. So sorry you can't stay. When you're at liberty, do call again. Watch that! Please don't be alarmed. That one, too, was empty.
I don't get it. What the fuck is going on? The police came in now?
Don't forget you have another passenger, Street.
Yeah, Romer, too.
So you always arrange to have your victims call the police themselves. And the sound of the siren...
Wait, no. It was Carl?
Clever.
Wait, it was the guy they thought it was initially?
You too, sister.
Cousin.
That's
What?
Well, that's off the slip.
It was the first guy they pointed to.
I knew it all the
Did
time. It was Roman. I hope you're convinced.
Why, I am, thanks to Mr. Wong. You're very clever, but I don't see how you...
Everyone in the movie theater when this came out is throwing popcorn at the screen right now.
Yes.
And they are praising Wong. They say like, Mr. Wong is very clever. Yeah, Mr. Wong so big. No.
And you start running around with a detective.
Oh, you admit it.
What?
That you're a detective. Good night, Mr. Wong. I do hope we meet again.
Wait, is that how you win, woman?
Good night, Wong.
That's a fine crack to make.
I'm gonna go smack her.
So you admit you're a detective. Is that what you wanted to hear?
I'm sorry, I don't speak Chinese. Oh wait, I'm supposed to.
day.
A very nice day.
You like something to eat? Chicken noodle?
No.
Pork chop?
No.
There we go.
What do you like?
Give me something more racist.
Just a cup of tea.
Yipoi cha? Ole, yipoi cha.
Have you heard his accent? He's the $5 guy. He's the $5.
He's the $5 guy.
We need the $5. What do you want? We want beef. No, we have rice. But I'm going to hell. I'm going to Asian hell.
So it was the very first guy they pointed the finger at the whole time.
So Mr. One was right all along.
Was he though? He seemed to think that guy was innocent like the whole time. Until
Yeah, but at the same time, he figured it out at the end. Isn't that what matters at the end? It's not how you get to the answer. It's the fact that you're right at the end.
But if he made the globe, so they arrested 4 people, basically. If he made the globe, what did the other 3 do? They didn't do anything other than they had prior
motives,
warrants.
I mean, that's all you in this society, kid. That's all you need.
I'll tell you what, though, guys, those puns that you...
No, those puns deserve jail time.
They were awesome. You guys did great with those puns.
Those puns deserve jail time. Those are the kind of puns that take food from children in Africa.
That was the best. That made it for
no,
me.
it didn't. I hate puns. You know why I hate puns? Because I don't get it. I don't understand the joke.
So real quick, if you haven't yet, I posted a poll this morning on whether or not you guys want to play the game on Friday, on Friday nights. So this is basically we're not allowing Rav to go out and get a life on Friday nights. I mean, I'm old. I don't need it, but Rav
is that really your excuse? The fact that you're old?
Yes.
Dude, I don't leave my house, and the moment I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go on a date because someone is actually inviting me and being nice to me, like fucking treating me like a human being, you're like, no, you're not allowed. You need to work. $5.
Right now we have 8 votes, and it's 75% of people have said yes, which means what is that? That's 6 people have said yes. 2 people have actually said no. That
was one who was me.
Rav's probably one of them. So we might play. I'm gonna check tomorrow. Let's say tomorrow at 6. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'll check to see how the votes go, and if it's good, I'll set a schedule for Friday. After that, on Saturday, we have an actual Sherlock Holmes story. So we're going to
wait. I thought this one was the Sherlock story.
No, this was Mr. Wong's detective. We're gonna see this with a real Sherlock Holmes story. We haven't even got there yet. So yes, we got The Hounds of Baskerville. The Hounds of Baskerville, which was a good book. I don't know if it'll be a good movie, but the book was really
Wait,
good.
is it called Basketville?
Baskerville.
Oh, Basker.
The
I
Hound.
was imagining like a lot of LeBron James, just a
Me too.
town made of LeBron.
I think I've been saying it wrong too. It's called The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Is it called The Hound?
The Hound of the Baskervilles. Yes.
No, I like the town of LeBron James.
But I mean, the book was really good, so I mean, it might be a pretty good movie. You know.
Look, if Go-Kart Bob can miss the ending and go feed the cat, why can I not go feed myself?
Go-Kart Bob, it was the guy they thought it was all along.
It was Carl. It was Carl all along.
See, if I cared about my YouTube numbers, I'd say, oh, when this stream is ended, you go back and watch it. No, you don't have to. Just it was the guy they thought it was all along.
The trauma is there. You don't need to relive it.
You don't need to relive it.
Wait. So, if this is not a Sherlock Holmes one, what we're doing? I don't get it. You told me like it was going to be like a very, very bad version of Sherlock Holmes.
I mean, that's kind of what it was.
Yeah, so I thought this one was it. Because that guy didn't look Chinese. Maybe it was us being racist because his last name was with Wong.
Well, on Saturday, we're actually going to have a Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is actually the main character.
Is it played by Hugh Jackman?
No.
Ah, damn it.
No, and if I recall, Sherlock Holmes didn't even play a huge part in The Hound of Baskervilles. I mean, he did, but he didn't at the same time.
Can you give me a brief recap? Because I have not read the book. In fact, I am very literally the night
Of The Hound of the Baskervilles? Yeah, some guy died of fright, and they attribute it to an old kind of like old wives' tale about a hellhound that comes after the Baskervilles, and so it's kind of like a curse.
I'm sorry, but what is exactly a Baskerville?
It's the name of a manor in England, and a hellhound goes and kills people.
You know what? There is one point in my life where I will normally ask you, why do you know this?
I've read the book. I'm learned. I'm learned. I've read all four of the. There's only 4 Sherlock Holmes books, and I've read all 4 of them, and they're pretty good. Did you know Sherlock Holmes was a coke and morphine addict?
I mean, that sounds about right. I mean, would you blame him?
And this is I quote. I am quoting for the most part. This where he says when someone asked him if he should go ask the girl some questions, and he goes, no, don't ask her. She's a woman. You can't trust them in the best of times. He actually said that he did not like women.
That's advice I can live by.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes, in reality, we watch these movies where he's like the fantastic guy, but in reality, he was a weirdo. He was a coke and morphine addicted guy who
I mean, okay, wait. Wasn't he alive like in the Victorian era?
Yeah, he would sit in his chair, and he would have a violin, right? And he had the ability to play the violin, but his best time was to sit in a chair with a violin sitting on his lap, taking the what do you call it, the thing that you play the violin with, and he would just screech the notes. It'd just be with the violin while he was just sitting in a chair. That's what he did.
Just for the jokes?
Yeah.
Just for the fucks? Like, Sir Holmes, what are you doing? The fuck you want to do?
and when Watson, who's also a doctor, by the way, when Watson told him, hey, how much do you know about, the planets? Do you know and he goes, what are you talking about? And he goes, did you know about like the Earth revolving around the sun? He goes, oh, it does? That's interesting. Sherlock Holmes didn't even know the Earth went around the sun. Like he had no clue about the most common.
What you're basically telling me is that Sherlock Holmes was a
flat earther. Yes, he had no clue.
Wait, what? So Scientology got Tom Cruise and like flat earthers got Sherlock Holmes?
Technically, yeah. Sherlock Holmes was actually very, very dumb, except when it came to detective work.
Oh, it's like you, but like with Excel.
Yeah, instead of like reading history books, he would research dirt and where it came from.
Excuse me, what?
That's Michael Bunting says, that's what I do. Keith's dad, I have 2 violins and do what he does. It's a stress release. Well, that's technically what he used it for, is he just screeched the strings.
So, dude, I had a violin and I broke one of the strings once. And I cry myself to sleep because that was so expensive. Why do you have 2 and why do you use one for stress release?
Well, you use one to practice and one for one. You
have and one to beat women. Is that what I use one for practice and one for beating women.
Speaking of which, you want to know what I had in my house last week?
A
harp.
Why?
Well, I told you that we have a bed and breakfast kind of thing going on, and somebody that was here actually brought a harp. It was like a 6-foot harp, and they would play the harp during the day, just to practice getting ready for a show. And so I had harp music in my house for like 3 days while they were here. It was the most bizarre thing. And it was like a $50,000 harp too. It was like a super expensive harp. I thought harps were just like, strings on pieces of wood, but they're actually like portable pianos.
I mean, you're right in a point. Why will they bring a harp to breakfast?
They didn't bring it to break. They stayed here for 3 nights. Okay, I think it's time to roll credits.
No.
We're not even talking about the movie anymore.
No, I need more context. Why was it even a good harp?
Oh, it was it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. It was a gorgeous harp. Yes.
But why a harp though?
She played a harp. That's what she did.
Was the harp bigger than her?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew.
I mean, it took 2 people to carry in.
None of them was her.
Yeah,
that's how usually it goes.
All right, so I'm gonna say goodbye, and you guys have a fantastic night. We'll see you possibly on Friday, if not, definitely on Saturday. All right, Rav, got anything?
I'm thinking about a harp.